Today's episode is sponsored by Calypso Cigar Shop and Lounge in Richardson, Texas, one of Dallas-Fort Worth's premier cigar lounges. If you haven't been there yet, go check it out. Off of I-75 and Arapahoe, it has one of the largest humidors in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, filled with some of the best cigars on the planet. They also have a beautiful lounge you can sit at and enjoy your cigar. So go visit Matt and the crew at Calypso Cigar Shop and Lounge, located at 1002 North Central Expressway, Suite 589 in Richardson, Texas. And hey, if you're not in the area, give them a call at 972-761-9903. That number again, 972-761-9903. Hey everybody, this is Brandon Luna with Cigars and Cinema, Love to Hate, and Kiefer for Prez. Today's episode is sponsored by Nat Sherman Premium Cigars. With such great cigars in their lineup as the 93-rated Timeless Dominican, 92-rated Timeless Nicaraguan, 96-rated Host Maduro, and the brand new 91-rated Metropolitan Habano, every time you reach for a Nat Sherman, you're going to get a quality cigar. So ask for Nat Sherman Premium Cigars at your local cigar lounge. You won't be disappointed. Hey everybody, this is Brandon Luna.
Randy Rankin.
And this is Kiefer for Prez.
Kiefer for Prez.
Episode 2.
Or as I like to say in my native tongue, episode dos.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, exactly.
We're going with that again? Remember back in the day when we did episodes? So you may know us from Cigars and Cinema. You may know us from
Calypso Cigar
Review.
Yeah.
But we've done a couple shows together, and this is the newest one we're doing.
It's our first podcast show.
It is our first official...
designated TV show.
Yeah,
podcast.
First podcast about a specific subject, and,
yes.
and you know, there's a lot of these out there. So we appreciate it if you did find our show and that this is your show in relation to Designated Survivor.
Yes.
So thank you for that. You can find us on iTunes. You can find us on Spreaker. So definitely look up the show there.
Absolutely.
And YouTube. We're on YouTube as well.
Yep.
On the YouTube.
YouTube.
So today we're talking about episode 2 of Designated Survivor.
Yes.
And real quick, what'd you think?
I liked it. Interesting developments.
Yes.
I have some theories,
okay.
but I'll let you get the premise.
So the basic plot for episode 2, you know, the end of episode 1 started right when he was giving his speech. Mm-hmm. So at the beginning of episode 2, it's after the speech, and not so well received.
Right.
People weren't really, I guess the general consensus was they liked what he had to say, but they didn't want it to come from him.
Right.
So not the most popular choice at this point.
Uh-huh.
And, you know, his focus right now is trying to find out who did this. And unfortunately, everybody else's focus is on a million different things.
Yeah. First of all, let's just attack somebody.
Yeah, exactly. So the military wants to attack somebody, and they're working with the FBI to decide who that somebody is.
Right.
And they have these one guys that they're trying to pin it on.
Yeah.
And at the same time, he's trying to, you know, kind of rally everybody together to go the same direction.
Yeah, he's trying to unify
it's not
the country
working.
And the staff,
yeah.
and it's not working.
Yeah.
You know?
And it's interesting because, you know, one of the things they mentioned was like, you know, oh, well, what about this guy and that guy? It's like, well, those people are gone. Like, those people don't exist anymore. There is no, you know,
That
house.
was a powerful moment. She goes, we can't pick that guy. He has no friends on the hill. And he goes,
there's no hill. Yeah, exactly. So
and she goes, oh, there is no hill.
So it's an interesting trend. You're getting to see that transition from him being the HUD guy to the president and all the things that go along with it. There's that first scene when he was trying to talk to everybody and they all had their own decisions about what they wanted to do. And he just had to leave the room and go back. You know, he's like, I got to go back and look at the seat where I used to sit, and he's actually sitting in that seat writing his stuff up when they walk in.
So then he sees
in
the chair that says president, and
he didn't sit there. He sat back to the HUD seat.
Yeah, very cool.
So second episode is just really him trying to kind of get his bearings and everything that goes along with it. Now, in the second episode, we were introduced to Virginia Madsen.
That's one of my theories I have.
Okay, and she is, her name is Miss Kimball Hooker-Stratton. And she is apparently Hooker-Stratton? Hooker-Stratton?
Like that.
Hook-Stratton. There you go.
There you go.
Apparently she was the Hooker-Stratton. I'm going to call her Hooker-Stratton. That's her name now. We're going to Hooker-Stratton.
She was the Republican designated survivor.
Yeah. Which, okay, so if that's, I don't know if that's really a thing. If they
I don't know. If they two, I don't know.
But why was he chosen over her?
Well, I guess the Democrats might have had the majority of the Senate or of Congress.
They really didn't cover that? Yeah.
But that's what I assumed.
Yeah.
Because you have the Speaker of the House is the Speaker because there's more Republicans or
correct,
there's more Democrats.
Correct. So she comes in, introduces herself, lets her know that she was the second designated survivor, and he's like, oh, okay. So he sits down with her, and she seems very upfront, like, I'm here to help. I have experience. If you need anything, I'm here for you.
And she shows that all throughout the episode.
Yeah, but I
don't trust her. I don't trust her.
Minute one, though, I'm like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, I don't trust her at all.
The second I saw her, I'm like, no.
No, she's being too nice.
She's
being
pissed off that she didn't get picked. And she wants that job because she has more experience. And they even mention in the episode that she has a lot more experience than him. Yeah. She knows people on the Hill. She knew the process. Mm-hmm. She really probably should have been the president.
She was a career politician, whereas Kiefer's character was not.
So there's that going on. And then we get a sense that Maggie Q is kind of a rogue agent. She has kind of her own ideas.
The lightweight Jack Bauer.
She's the one that says, well, I don't really think that these guys are the ones that are responsible. I think think it's a red herring and there's something else going on. And she's trying to convince the FBI guy before the president goes down to where it happened to make
that ground zero.
Yeah, ground zero to see what happened. Yeah. So she can kind of state her case. Unfortunately, when he gets there, the guy's like, look, there's not enough facts. We're just going to present it as is, and that's it. And that scene hurt my heart, man.
It did, and especially when the guy tries to pull a gun.
Yeah, well, they think he's trying to pull a gun. It was a phone,
right? But they think they don't know, and they have to react. And,
so he goes down there. He wants to go down to ground zero to pay his respects, and that was the thing. It's like, it's not a photo op. I'm going down to pay my respects,
right?
And they're making him wear this vest, and his wife has to wear the vest, and they go out there. And
so they tell him there's only two ways the president leaves the White House.
Yep.
And that's
with a vest and a crap ton of cars, or out the back with the ball cap.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
You want to go get some cheeseburgers or some McDonald's, you go with the ball cap and
through out the back door,
Clinton
basically.
style.
Yeah, exactly.
But so he goes down there the other way with the vest and everything, and then goes and does his thing, and it turns out to be a nightmare. Now I love the fact that he did go in, take the vest off, and says, "Look, does this speak to?"
Yeah, I'm supposed to project
confidence. Does this speak to confidence?
Yeah.
So he takes the vest off, goes out there, does his little speech, and then it goes sideways because there's this kid that's being beaten. Nearly to death.
What state is it? Wisconsin?
It was Detroit or something. I don't know.
Yeah, it is Detroit. Yeah, you're right.
It's in
Detroit. And he's trying to get the governor of Michigan,
right?
Because the police are on full blown go after any Muslim, anybody that doesn't look like they belong here.
Yeah, and there's
quote unquote.
There's even a moment in the beginning when Cal Penn's trying to walk to work where he gets stopped by police and they're like, "Hey, buddy, what you doing? Where you going? What's your name? Where you work?"
I liked the way his character handled that.
Yeah, I did too.
Because I kind of thought he'd go ape shit.
Yeah.
And he didn't.
He handled it the right way, and they treated him with respect once they found out who he was, and that was nice.
Nice.
And they come back to that later in another scene, which I thought was really touching. So that happens to him. Then the kid gets beat up in Detroit, and unfortunately for Kiefer's president, it happens when he's in the middle of his little speech right there at Ground Zero,
and that's what causes the unruly.
People start asking him about the thing in Detroit, and it's like, I don't even know what you're talking about. It just happened. Like what's going on? And then the guy looks like he's trying to get through the crowd. He's reaching for his pocket, so they think he's got a gun. So they pull him out, take him to the car, and drive him off. And it's just, it doesn't turn out the way he hopes it does. And then when you look at the news coverage later, he's watching all the news media, and it's like, oh, his visit down to Ground Zero went badly, and it's just another negative notch in his belt.
Right,
as it
exactly. But the chief of the military, whatever his title is, I never can remember what the title is. They've targeted one specific group, and I looked them up on the internet because I never heard of them. It is a made-up group.
Okay.
I mean, they do mention ISIS and Taliban and Al-Qaeda and all that kind of stuff to add authenticity to it.
Right.
But they, the group they really think it is this like Al Jazar or something. I don't know. I think that's actually even a real. I can't remember what the name of but I looked them up, and there is no such thing. So it is a made-up one, which is good. You need to do that for political or a literary license.
Correct. Yeah.
And I love it. We kind of look for Jack Bauer moments, and of course he's not going to ever get to be Jack Bauer.
Yeah.
But,
so they take him into the room.
Yeah.
And they're like, we know these
75%. He goes, how sure? 75%. He goes, that's not good enough.
Yeah, it's like, well, how much of a percent you need? 25%.
He goes, 20%, 25% more.
Yeah.
And he just storms out of the room.
He screams it and walks out, which is
25%.
Right.
There you go.
It was awesome. Yeah. That was awesome.
Yeah. And but no, the second I saw Virginia Madsen, I thought, no, I don't buy her.
Yeah. She's trouble.
And I hope not, because political persuasion aside, I would like to see the show not be so partisan.
Yeah, right.
And, in Hollywood, it's obviously going to lean to the left, and that's what they do.
Yeah.
I'd like to see him keep that. I'd like to see her always on the fringe of do we trust her or do we not?
Right, yeah.
But I'd really like to think that we can, to show that it isn't good guy, bad guy. Republicans are bad guys, and Democrats are good guys. And I really hope it doesn't get to that.
Yeah. So the moment that you got to see that there's not a lot of respect for President Kirkman at this point. There's that situation in Detroit going on. He calls the governor over there, and the guy's like, "You're not my president.
Yeah, you're not my president.
I'll do what I want. I'm going to this and that." And he just it doesn't.
Yeah, because he puts the cops, like I said, as we're getting through that point, puts the cops on go for it. Mode.
Get out, get all the Muslims, round them up. That's what we're doing at this point. And,
exactly.
He has to kind of inject his presidential.
Like he's trying to call the guy, and the guy won't return his calls.
And I love when he sat down with those two guys. He's like, "What can we do?" And they couldn't agree on shit.
Yeah.
And he's like, "So can you guys agree on anything?" He's like, "Yes, maybe."
Maybe. Yeah, it's like
wow.
Okay,
that's exactly the political climate that we're in right now.
Exactly.
And the show parallels that beautifully. So I think it's a great thing.
His wife, who I think she's doing a great job, Natasha McElhone. Yeah. Never heard her name pronounced. We're just guessing how her name is pronounced. But she's the dutiful wife, but not so much like she's a kiss-ass dutiful wife.
Yeah.
She's a very smart. She's a lawyer. She's got, she's got common sense. And so she's like, "So what happened when you met with the guys?" And it's like, "Nothing." Is you getting answers? Yeah. None of them were good.
Right.
It's like, I don't know. It didn't help. The whole meeting just didn't help.
Right.
And it's like, so it's all on him.
Yeah.
He's going to he has to trust his instincts is what really he has.
So he has a Skype meeting with this guy finally.
Yeah.
And then throws it out there that, hey, you've captured all these people and there's some Homeland Security operatives in there that are deep undercover.
Yeah.
And I'm going to need to call them and tell them you got their guys.
Right. You need to release everybody.
Yeah. And he finally says, "Okay, fine, you're right," and lets everybody go. And as soon as they get out the call, he's like, "Do I need to call Homeland Security?" He's like, "No, there was nobody. That was a bluff.
That was a bluff, and it was awesome."
But you also saw that was when Virginia Madsen kind of like, "Oh, take note of that. This guy's full of shit," So I saw
he lied to a governor.
He lied.
Yeah. But you got to diffuse stuff.
Yeah.
We're guys. We've been on dates. We've lied. I told her it was 9 inches. I was wrong.
Right.
Sorry. I'm talking about my LP, my 33, my third
7-inch,
LP.
Yeah, 7-inch,
exactly. Yeah.
But so episode 2, very good. There's definitely going to be some more skullduggery going on.
Yeah.
We got the sense that Virginia Madsen at the end of the episode is starting to look stuff up on him and stuff. So she's trying to find some dirt. So I
maybe,
get the
or maybe she's trying to support him, But I tend to believe she's gonna turn bad.
Yeah, I think so too.
Kiefer involved in his 24 background. There's always a mole. She's going to be the mole. I hate that because I love Virginia Madsen. She's awesome.
Right.
She hasn't aged as well as I would hope, but she still looks great. Yeah. She's still a very pretty woman.
We also had some more family story added to this as well. Yeah. When the mother and Kirkman decided to go out to Ground Zero to pay their respects, she put the older son in charge of watching the daughter. Make sure she doesn't watch TV. I don't want her to see all this. She doesn't need to know about it. He went douchebaggery-wise and decided to answer a phone call from one of his friends, and she got a hold of the television and watched it and saw what was going on. So she now got to see her dad almost get shot and killed, and or what she thinks was him almost getting shot and killed, and she's freaking out about it. So the mom comes back, sits him down, and says, "Hey, what the hell? I need your." He's like, "Well, I'm not her mom, and you need to be a parent." And he's like, "Well, I need your help. This is all new to us.
All new to everything.
Whole situation's messed up. I need you to be a bigger. I need you to grow up faster. I need to know that you can do that." And he's like, "Well, we'll see." So he's still going to be a problem, I think. And I think
he hasn't been as douchey as I thought he would be yet, but he will be.
I just hope it doesn't turn into an Eliza Cuthbert type thing where he's running out and getting in trouble, and then he's having to deal with his son too, because that's just going to be annoying to me.
It will be, but
we'll see what happens.
We'll see how it happens.
We'll see what happens. Yeah. He's going to end up getting captured by the bad guys and held for ransom or something.
Right.
And
then maybe he'll turn Jack
Bauer-ish.
That would be cool.
I'm going after him on my own. Dun, dun, dun. The clock will click on.
But Jack Bauer aside, Kiefer's doing a great job.
Yeah.
He had subtle moments of just to look out of his eyes, the way he would do his hands or something. It's like, he's a great actor. I mean, he really is a very good actor.
And I really did enjoy the moment where he went out. He's like, "I need to go to the back door. You got a hat?"
Yeah, he's got a ball cap.
Went out there and did his thing, met everybody, told everybody
all the first responders thank you and everything. That was
a
really
really cool moment.
I liked that moment. I got a little teary. Yeah, that was cool.
And then the moment we didn't talk about was with Kal Penn. So Kal Penn decides he's going to walk home. Kiefer confronts him and says, or President Kirkman says, "Hey, I heard this happened. What's going on?" He's like, they always look at people of my color when this happens. So he goes, "It was no big deal to handle it." He's like, "Well, you need to ride home. We can take." He's like, "I'm going to walk."
Yeah.
So he walks past, They're doing a candle vigil.
Yeah.
And he's standing there, looking at the candle vigil.
And his cop's giving him a new look.
The eye.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, and I was like, oh my God, I hope it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
But the cop walks over to him and says, did you lose
somebody?
somebody?
Did you lose somebody? Yeah,
and
that was like a touching moment. He goes, I lost everybody.
Yeah.
And
they gave him a candle. That was
cool.
awesome.
That was very cool.
I was like choked up in that moment.
Yeah, that was cool.
And it got a little schmaltzy with the music, which I expected, but it's
still... now that is my one biggest thing so far.
Yeah.
I don't like the music in it.
Yeah.
I don't like it. They had one song, thank God it's not in my head anymore, and Don't Give Me the Words. Because that whole night, that song kept going through my head. Oh, shit, I just remember the words. Never mind, I'm not going to say them that loud. But it was like, stop it. I don't want the music here. Now, if you want to do just instrumental music to give us some emotion, that's fine. I don't need lyrics.
Yeah, this was like some douchebag Nickelback crap. It was
a chick or something. I don't know, but it was just... it was
not great, yeah. It was a little
too... ballad.
Schmaltzy, yeah.
And,
it sounded like some reject from American Idol got a song on there or something.
Something like that, yeah. And that's the only negative I've got on the show, truly, is I don't like these songs. It's very... VH1 pop-up video kind of feel to it.
Right.
I don't need that. Yeah. 'Cause, that's what MTV does now. It's opposed to videos. I don't watch a lot of MTV dramas. I only watched Teen Wolf because of Jill Wagner. But the episodes I did see, they would do that. But they would do it like they did music videos, where while the song was playing, they would pop up the artist and the name of the song and the name of the album. And it's like, really? That's how you're doing music now?
You're going to take me out of the show and tell me who this artist is on this song.
So you can go on iTunes and download it for 99 cents or something,
horrible.
And it was just stupid. And it's like, come on, really?
God,
hopefully, fortunately, they're not doing that.
Yeah.
But it's still the same feel, though.
Yeah.
I have to hear this song. I don't hear this song.
Right.
Just an instrumental will
give me a score. Yeah, that's all I need.
That's all I need.
I don't need radio hits or something.
Give me some John Williams or something.
John Carpenter.
Well, he did
Carpenter.
Write
he
wrote Halloween. He wrote Halloween.
It'd be like really cheesy synthesizer.
Still the most badass horror theme.
Oh yeah. Oh, of course. Yeah.
And no, I do love the show. I mean, I'm really into it so far, and we were promoting it today.
Yeah.
Here at Calypso, and
telling people about.
A few people had seen it and they really liked it, and a few people hadn't. It's like, no, it's only 2 episodes. I mean, you can get caught up.
Yeah.
I do think this is a show, unlike 24, that I do think you could pick it up right now and you'd be fine, because they do give you a nice update at the beginning of the show, as all good shows do. 24, you couldn't do it. If you missed an episode of 24, that season was ruined for you.
Yeah, for sure.
Period.
Yeah.
But this one's not that way.
Yeah,
because it doesn't all take place in a day.
I agree. So far, they're doing a good job. I think as you get past like 5-6 episodes, it might be a little harder to keep up, but we'll see. But we'll see.
And on our last show, it had only been green-lighted for 7 episodes, and this week the ratings are so well that it got picked up for the full season. So that's cool.
Excellent.
So 22 episodes. It's doing, numbers nowadays on TV aren't near what they used to be. It's doing 9 million, which is good nowadays.
Yeah,
and it's ABC's biggest hit in a while. Especially in that time slot. So that's cool. Because ABC is now the new NBC. Remember when NBC went all those years with nothing?
Right.
And after Friends and Frasier left the air, NBC went in the toilet. And The Office was their biggest show, and it was only doing like 5.5 million. And that was the one they were hanging their hat on, But now NBC's revived now with The Voice and other things. But I think The Voice is on NBC. But ABC's been in the toilet lately, and hopefully this is a show that can pull them out.
I think it will. I mean, it's well made. It's got a lot going for it so far. Again, well written, well acted. There's nobody in the cast that's a glaring.
No false moments.
Yeah, there really is no false moments. So,
and I'm not a fan of Cal Penn. I mean, he was funny in Harold and Kumar. I mean, he was, of course. I didn't like him in 24, of course, because he played a bad guy. But he tends to be a little preachy to me sometimes, and I've seen some speeches he's given or interviews and such. So far, he's not all preaching. I like the way he handled the cops harassing him earlier. I like the fact that when that cop was giving him the look at the vigil, he just didn't do anything, just stood his ground, stayed still, and then, did you lose anyone? Yeah, I lost everybody. That was a cool moment, like you said.
Yeah, very cool moment.
So I hope his character stays that way. And matter of fact, Kiefer went in, because Cal Penn's character, he's a speechwriter. Mm. And that speech, as you mentioned at the opening of the episode, it wasn't well received. And Kiefer comes in and goes, "Man, you wrote me a great speech." He goes, and I failed. He goes, I didn't convince people. And he said, "No, it wasn't you, and it wasn't the speech. It's just people aren't ready to hear this yet.
Yeah,
exactly.
Just
not ready. And I thought that was a very, very touching moment there. I liked that. Made me like his character a lot.
Yeah, and like I said, I think he's going to be on his side. I think he's going to end up being one of the people that's like, yay, Kirkman, so we'll see.
Which is cool considering the whole bathroom scene in episode
right,
1.
Right.
Oh, this guy needs to resign and blah, blah, blah.
I think he respects that he's on the surface about things. He's not trying to hide stuff, and there's not a lot of bullshit in relation to that. So that's good. And I hopefully will see more of that from the other staff and the other people. You got that lady that was on his staff that they wouldn't let in the first episode.
Right.
She's now officially part of it. He still hasn't decided who his cabinet member is going to be.
And she's part of the selection committee with the other guy, the press secretary or whatever.
Who looks a lot like a young Stephen Bauer.
He kind of has a Tim Daly kind of look to him.
Yeah, slightly too.
A little bit.
So we'll see where he goes. We don't know what he's going to do yet. It seems like he's on Kirkman's side.
Sometimes he seems like he's on Kirkman's side.
But other times the military guy's like, what the heck? You're supposed to have my back. He's like, hey, he was very upfront about what he wanted to do. So maybe you need to find that other 25%.
But he's looking at, he's just looking on paper what you look like on paper. And the girl that was on Kiefer's staff to begin with, she's like saying, no, you can't look at that. You got to look at, what have they done? What's in their heart? What's in their mind? What are they capable of?
Right.
And she's like, you're too, because he'd mentioned people, but this guy went to Harvard, and blah blah blah. And I made that up. I don't know what he said, but but it's something along those lines. It's just like, he's an ass, or something like that.
Right.
And so
we should write for this show. Be great.
So we've got that going on, and we got the military part going on where they're trying, and we got the FBI part going on.
Yep.
But at the core of the show, it's Kiefer dealing with this magnitude. This overwhelming magnitude of what he's now having to face.
Yeah, I love that part where he's sitting in the car getting ready to go to Ground Zero with his wife. He's like, yesterday I was out of a job, and today I'm president of the entire United States. Yeah. And she's like, that's a hell of a day. I'm like, wow. Like, I couldn't imagine being in that situation at all. It would just be crazy.
Yeah. And but no, I give it a thumbs up. I'm in. And I hate TV shows.
Yeah.
24 is about the only show I've ever watched religiously.
It's great that we're doing a podcast about television and you hate television.
I do. But if something's good, I like it. Yeah. If something's good, I'm willing to watch it. But it just has to really be good.
Yeah. So far, so good, man. I'm really impressed with the show, and I hope it continues to go this direction and it gets better and better. Yeah. It'll be interesting to see how expanse it gets, if it gets out of Washington and if we start to see some stuff going on elsewhere. Yeah. Mm-hmm. They kind of already taken it there with, going into Detroit and all these other places. Mm-hmm. And I think that it has a lot of opportunity to go outside and see some little pocket, I guess, what you call pocket episodes or bottle episodes where things happen off-site. I hope it doesn't get too far into that because I really like the Kiefer story and I want that to be the central focus.
And us being from the South, I'm so glad they picked Detroit
and not Texas.
And it wasn't a Texas or Louisiana or something like that. No, they picked Detroit. Okay, that's cool.
Right? Not us. Thank you.
Because it's always us.
It is right. Gun-toting Texans going yeehaw!
Yeehaw! Let's kill that Muslim.
String up somebody. Just oh god. Yeah. But, I'm sure it'll happen a minute. Now we've said that. It's probably in episode 4. Yeah. But yeah, so far so good. We're very proud of Kiefer and the staff and the show. The way the show's turning out so far is
great writing so far.
Great everything. I mean, even the special effects are on point with what you'd expect for a television show. Yeah, it has a very good look to it. Great cinematography. Tugs at the heartstrings at the right times.
That one thing I can't remember who it was. Someone was looking at a painting of the Capitol building.
Yeah, that was Maggie Q.
Yeah, it was Maggie Q. That's right. Yeah. And so we still don't know what's happened to her. I don't know if it's her boyfriend or what. There's a guy named Chris.
They showed the picture of him. So, and they had that one moment where they had the body bag. They're zipping it up. I thought it was going to be him. I'm like, but it didn't happen.
Him, So we don't know if he's alive or not.
Yeah. He's the guy that did it.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
That's what's going to happen. If it is that, I'm going to be really mad at myself.
I know. It's going to suck. But, so that's an unresolved issue. We don't know yet.
Yeah.
I think his name's Chris, right?
I don't know.
Because he keeps Chris.
I wasn't even watching the show. I was playing on my phone while it was on.
You just did the Cliff Notes on IMDb.
No, I was playing Yahtzee while I was watching the show.
Okay, cool.
I don't need to watch the show. We just talk about it.
That's right. Who cares? But no, thumbs up. It's a good show. If you're listening to this, obviously you're watching it.
Yeah.
So tell your friends about it. It's a good show.
And also Kiefer for Prez.
Kiefer for Prez.
And check out our other podcasts. We have Cigars and Cinema and also Love to Hate. So if you like cigars and movies, listen to Cigars and Cinema. If you've got a beef with certain issues and you just really hate them, then listen to Love to Hate.
Yep.
And if you're all into Designated Survivor, Kiefer for Prez is your show.
And if you like cigar reviews, go back to our old shows. They're still
Calypso
over
Cigar
YouTube.
A ton of them
iTunes
there, all over iTunes.
We still get views and listens to
a lot,
those all the time.
A lot.
Yeah.
So we've been doing this for a while. We know things.
Yeah.
We know things.
We've got some friends.
Yeah.
We know how to do it.
Oh, yeah. We've been doing this a while. So appreciate you listening to the show. You can find us on iTunes and Spreaker, and hopefully soon iHeartRadio. We're not sure. And also
And
YouTube. Yeah.
Yep. And individually, we're on Instagram. I'm Randy Rankin 95.
And I am cigar_Luna.
And on Twitter, I'm at Randy Rankin 43.
And I am at Captain Funky Pants.
And we need to get a Facebook page. We
do.
don't have one
need
yet.
to do a Facebook
do
page,
that.
and we need to do a Twitter.
Yep.
So hopefully someone hasn't taken
up.
Kiefer for Prez yet.
There you go.
That would suck.
That would suck.
I'll have to get that before this next episode
So
comes out.
listeners, stop. Don't do it. Don't
do it. I mean, if someone does it, you punch him. You send him to Detroit and let that guy beat him up.
We're giving you great content for free. Don't screw us, man.
Right. So, hey, it's been great talking to you this week, and don't forget to watch Designated Survivor and always listen to Kiefer for Prez.
Absolutely.
Bye.
See ya.